everyone. Thank you for attending our Cloud Pack for Data webinar today. I'm really excited to kind of go over the newest, latest, greatest offerings of Cloud Pack for Data. If anybody is totally unfamiliar with it, it is one of the newer offerings from IBM. It's only been around for about a year and a half or 2 years. But as I describe it, it is the ultimate flex pack from IBM for anything in analytics and advanced analytics. And with us today, we have from IBM Bob Reno. Bob is an expert in everything and anything Cloud Pack, and he's going to kind of lead the tour of the product with you today a little bit. Bob, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am ready.
Excellent. And without further ado, everyone, this is Bob Reno, and Bob, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you for having me, and thank you everybody for attending. Like Mark said, my name is Bob Reno, and I am a technical sales specialist within the IBM Data and AI group. And today I'm going to talk to you a bit about Cloud Pack for Data, IBM's newest offering in the enterprise insight platform arena. But before I get into Cloud Pack itself, I wanted to set a little bit of context around why we developed Cloud Pack for Data. So I think many of you probably already know that data is what fuels everybody's digital transformation today. The more that we can get access to our data and produce insights, the faster that organizations can grow. But the biggest problem we see is that a large number of companies, or most, and everybody's experienced this, data's all over the place. It's locked in different silos with departments and different products in different areas, and it's not really business ready. So we really only see about 15% right now of enterprise users really get the value that they need from their data. At the same time, management and executives and enterprises have declared that getting to artificial intelligence and leveraging that data for artificial intelligence is a top priority. And that's mainly because of this kind of hockey stick graph that you see on here on the right-hand side. Once you get to that AI level, the ability to use your data for AI, and the ability to build new business models, the value to your company grows significantly. But unfortunately, based on an MIT Sloan study, most people are generally somewhere between BI and data warehousing and self-service analytics. It's really kind of a ladder to get yourself to artificial intelligence. And a lot of that starts with what we call information architecture, or IA. So IBM itself has developed what we call a prescriptive approach to the journey AI. Ironically, we call it the AI ladder. And every customer is most of the time somewhere on this ladder. Not many on the bottom, most of them are right around the middle, but this kind of gives us an idea to give people to figure out where they are. And it really starts with three basic concepts at the bottom of collecting, organizing, and analyzing your data, so that once you get to AI models and different artificial intelligence tools, you can infuse them and operationalize the AI throughout your business. When we talk about collect, we're not talking about taking all your data and putting it in one repository. We're talking about collecting everything about your data and understanding it, whether meaning using capabilities like data virtualization to connect to remote data sources, or even moving or deploying some of that data into a centralized repository if needed. But the key here really is access your data where it is. When we get into organize, we're really talking about creating that analytics foundation, applying your business terms, understanding the data quality, analyzing the data and sources so that you can understand how they all work together, so that you can make self-service analytics for your users available so that they can search for the data. And I'm going to show a little bit of that today. Then, once you've collected and organized your data, and it's an iterative process, it's not like you do it and then you walk away, you keep adding data as you go forward, you get to analyze. And this is where you really get start to get the power out of the data. Now that you know what you have and you can start to search for it, you can start collaborating in projects with your users to build Jupyter notebooks, and AI models and dashboards and all those things that allow you to then infuse it into your day-to-day operations or into new offerings for customers and help increase the value of your business. And all this is done on you want all this to be in a modernized platform that allows you to unlock the value for your data. So IBM, taking the AI ladder, has developed an enterprise insight platform called Cloud Pak for Data. Cloud Pak for Data, just like it says there, it's an out-of-the-box multi-cloud data and AI services platform. Forrester calls these enterprise insight platforms. They're a collection of tools and services that allow you to collect, organize, and analyze your data. And in fact, in the beginning of 2019, Cloud Pak for Data was named as the leader in enterprise insight platforms, primarily due to the offerings that were available in both IBM capabilities, open source and third party, and a very key part, the integration and collaboration capabilities that allow your entire enterprise to move throughout this platform easily. Now, IBM Cloud Pak for Data uses cloud native technologies such as Docker, Kubernetes, all on a base of Red Hat OpenShift. And we do that to allow hybrid cloud access to these capabilities. What this does is this gives us great flexibility. It allows us to deploy this platform on any cloud, IBM Cloud, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, but it also allows you to deploy this on premise. We know we have some customers that need to keep their data on premise or for security reasons need to have capabilities on premise. This gives you cloud for data capabilities on premise and on cloud, a truly hybrid solution. Now, some of the capabilities that you'll see today are native IBM capabilities. IBM has a large stack of them, which can be very valuable to everybody. But we are also open by design. Cloud Pak for Data is open by design. The entire architecture of the platform is based on microservices and containerized workloads. So this allows for scalability and portability of modules so that you only use what you want. It's all based upon a concept of roles that you see across the top. Developers, engineers, data stewards, and business analysts and users, and even developers once you create REST APIs. They can leverage for things such as AI open source. This is just an example. Open source tools like Python, TensorFlow, Jupyter Notebooks, RStudio, and Spark machine learning libraries, along with Watson machine learning libraries that come built into the tool. In terms of data, we do have IBM DB2 and DB2 warehouse products that come with the system, but we also are open source. We can connect into Hadoop, Hive databases, or HDFS. You can either connect to or remotely or deploy your own MongoDB in a containerized environment on Cloud Pak for Data. The same with Postgres SQL. And everything is on that cloud open source foundation. Docker, Kubernetes, Helm, all on a base of Red Hat OpenShift. Now, like I said earlier, while the ability to deploy across multiple clouds creates the ultimate flexibility, but we have some customers that really need to have a system like this, have these cloud capabilities on premise, be it due to security, other requirements. They're just not ready to move to cloud, but they want to have the flexibility and scalability that cloud has. And for this, we have developed the Cloud Pak for Data system. So this is an all-in-one private cloud for your data. It is, we call it a hyper-converged system. It is pre-built hardware and software that deploys in hours in your data center. It can deploy in your own racks, or if you choose to have a rack, it pre-built into a rack, we can do that too. It lands down, and in a matter of hours, you have a Cloud Pak for Data system, cloud in a box for data, ready to go. And for those of you that are either former Netezza customers or very interested in the Netezza massively parallel processing capabilities, we have great news for you. Built-in entitlements into the Cloud Pak for Data system is the IBM Performance Server. This is the true next generation for Netezza. Netezza has not gone away, and in fact, it's gotten quite better. It's very strong. So the IBM Performance Server built into Cloud Pak for Data takes advantage of the cloud native container capabilities within Cloud Pak for Data and combines it with the latest NVMe solid state drives and the latest field programmable gate arrays, giving you extreme high performance that we've seen up to 3 times faster than the current Mako appliances, and all with 100% Netezza capability. Same drivers, same tools, same look and feel. In fact, the migration is just as easy. A simple script and the data migrates over. It's very powerful, and coming late next year, we will also be bringing this offering to the public cloud. Right now, it is available in our physical hyper-converged system, but we are in our roadmap moving to public cloud. All right, so I want to take a few minutes here just to give you a quick demo of just touching the tip of the iceberg of the capabilities inside of Cloud Pak for Data. So just to start off, when you log into Cloud Pak for Data, you would see something like this, a kind of a home page with customized widgets. In this case, I'm an administrator, so I can see everything. As I mentioned, Cloud Pak for Data works on a concept of roles. So if you are a data engineer or a data steward or a data scientist or a business analyst, your view may be a little bit different. I, as an admin, can see a bit of everything. So I can see all the terms that are available, the policies, the assets. Now, what we're going to do here is a little bit of a specific piece. I was at a baseball game the other day, and that kind of got me thinking about it. I'd really like to see some information about baseball players and just see if I can do some quick analysis. So I have some data that we've loaded up, and we've actually discovered it using our organized capabilities inside of Cloud Pak for Data that allows us to discover assets so that we can review them from a data catalog. And I'm just going to search up top here for Major League Baseball. So as the search results come up, you can see several things. One is business terms. So for example, Major League is a business term. But you're also starting to see some tables of data. So for example, I can see a people table here. And based upon my search, you can see it's Major League Baseball player information from 1955 to 1993. There's specific details that you can go into about these tables. Now, you don't have access to view the data, but you have access to view everything about the data so that you could then make a request to get actual access. We can look at any other terms for values that are inside the data. We can look at data columns that are in there. And we can also look at a quality analysis, looking for duplicates and key violations, and also quality dimensions. Are there values missing? Is there records where there's some inconsistent usage of upper and lower cases? There's about 9 different factors that go into this quality score. It looks like there's a few things here with about 4 of them, but the data looks good enough that I think I'm going to use it. Now, in addition to that, I have player information, but I'd love to be able to look at some of their batting statistics and maybe see, how some of this all plays together. And I just so happen to have a batting table here. Now, one other thing to note with this batting data and with the people data is this rating system and comment system. So typically when you're doing self-service analytics, there can be a lot of data and capabilities that are available. And one way to organize it is through, obviously, business terms, so that when people search for it, it can be found very quickly. But also, you want to find the best, most used data. The best way to do that is really through a bit of a social engineering, is allowing your users to comment and rate the data, and the cream rises to the top. So if you had several copies of batting data across 3 or 4 different organizations, but people realized over time that only one of them, a particular department, was better, they can rate it that way, and those would come up to the top in the search. And it gets better and better as you start to use the system. So I now have people and batting data here. Now, it just so happens that I'm aware that these two tables happen to be in two separate databases outside of Cloud Pak for Data. In this case, they're both in two separate DB2 warehouse on cloud databases. So what I have done is I have virtualized them inside of Cloud Pak for Data. If I go under Collect here to Virtualized Data, I will be able to see them. Now, virtualized data is kind of like what I described before. It allows you to remotely connect to your data sources. And there's a large number of data sources, your traditional DB2s, SQL servers, Oracle, but also your NoSQLs of Mongo. You can connect to Hive databases. You can connect to open source MySQL, Postgres, MariaDB. There is a large number of them, and there are more being added every release. In this case, I happen to have a view of 3 remote databases that are connected. And the advantage of data virtualization is that it allows, once you virtualize tables, users have the ability to connect to what looks to them like one single database connection and look across the tables that you have virtualized in these particular nodes. And in addition, which isn't displayed here, we can even connect to a file system for you to view comma-separated or Excel files as if they were database tables. So really a great capability if you need quick access to some data files somewhere and didn't want to have to load them into a database. Now, if I go up to the menu here and go to My Data, you will see several tables that I have already virtualized. So if I connected with a third-party tool to this system with an ODBC or JDBC driver, it would look like a database, and I would see these tables that I could select from. And you will see here's the batting and pitching tables. I can very easily preview the data. So you can see here's a bunch of pitching statistics, ERA, hits, everything like that. And I also have the batting data. But what I want to do is I want to be able to join these two tables together so that I can very easily do some analysis on it. I know that they both have an ID I could join on. So I'm actually going to select these two tables, and I go up here and click Join View. Now, remember, these are across 2 different physical databases. So I'm actually creating a join of tables, a virtualized join across the 2 of these. So I have on one side, I have a player ID, and on the batting side, I found the other player ID. I simply click and join across, and they have now joined, and I can click Preview to actually see what that resulting table would look like. And you can see it has all the columns in there by default. Now I'm actually going to remove the player ID from batting because I don't need to see that twice in that join view. So I've done that. And if I want to get fancier, if I want to add another table in or do more to the thing, do more to this join other than basic filters, I can actually open up the code inside of a SQL editor and edit it. In this case, I'm just going to click join. We're going to create this table. Now at this point, you get to a review area. Now you can actually, for your view, change any of the column names to whatever you want, and you enter in a view name. So I'm going to call this player batting stats. There we go. So now I have a view. I'm not going to change any of the columns, but I certainly can if I want to. They would only be affected on the view, not the source data. And I click Next. Now, at this point, right before I'm about to create the view, I have a few choices. All right. For those, one of the workflows that is built into Cloud Pak for Data is a data request flow. If a user does a self-service search and wants to get access to the data, they can fill in what's called a data request. And a data engineer can virtualize the tables and then assign them to that request, which would give the user access. Or, as I said earlier, our users in certain roles do their analytics in a concept of projects. So projects are entities, which I'm going to show in a little bit, that allow you to contain all the data assets and analytic components together in one place that you can then collaborate with your project teammates to solve a particular problem or project. So if we had a project, we could assign it here. In this case, I'm just going to choose neither and just create the object. I can always assign it later. Second thing here is this submit the catalog. So in this case, if I want to take that view and make it available in self-service, in the self-service search and analytics capability, I would choose yes here. The data would be evaluated for quality, just like the other tables were, and it would be available for search. In this case, I'm just going to select no, just so that we can create the view very easily. Had a little bit of an error because I named it the same, it's the same table, it's already there. But that's okay, the table's there, you get the idea, it's already joined. So now that I have this table that already exists, if I actually go into my data, oops, sorry, wrong one. I'm going to go back into virtualized data. Into my data, you'll see there is a player batting data right there. And you can actually see this is the joined view. Now, let's go into projects. So if I go into a project here, I have actually created one called baseball stats. So this is where myself as a business analyst or a data scientist and other users can go in and actually start to build the work to analyze data in however they want. Whether they want to do it in Jupyter notebooks, which they can add right here, or if they're particular scripts or different flows. If you have the SPSS modeler add-on that's in here, you could do SPSS modeler flows. You can actually see there were a lot of data sets that were being analyzed by this project at the time. You also have the ability to have collaborators, so I can add different users in here that can have access to the project at different levels, a viewer or an editor or an admin. And this can either use an internal Git, which will allow for version control, or you can connect it to your enterprise GitHub and other version control systems, which is very powerful because you can collect the data, you can collect the information about your projects either inside of Cloud Pak for Data, or you can send them out to something like an enterprise GitHub, which can also serve as another way to back up the information. Going back to assets, we went through our data sets. In this case, we actually built an analytic dashboard against that view. So they're built into Cloud Pak for Data is a basic dashboarding capability. So what this dashboard has done is this has taken a look at that joined view. So I've taken a joined view that looks at data across two different databases on Major League Baseball player information and batting information. And I was able to quickly create this dashboard. Probably only took me about an hour to work through and get everything looking right because I wanted it to look good. But you can build these very quickly, which you can then work with your project team for analysis or decide to go into further analysis, maybe building some sort of a predictive model to predict how many doubles someone's going to get next year or something like that. And this dashboard is not just a quick static view, it's actually interactive. So if I want to look at how many, in this case, it's all players born in the state of Pennsylvania. They're kind of pre-filtered it. So if I want to look at how many Philadelphia Phillies were born in the state of Pennsylvania between 1955 and 1993, you can see there's three of them. This is listing their number of strikeouts. You've got Jamie Moyer, Mickey Morandini, and Terry Mulholland. You can also click back to view the other data, and there's a lot of information here. You've got a bit of a word cloud that shows where they were born. And then you also have batting statistics on them, number of home runs, numbers of doubles and triples. So the idea here is I've now done a quick level of analysis, all with base capabilities in Cloud Pak for Data, and all within this great project, collaborative project capability. And as you can see, it's prompting me to commit into my Git because I may have made changes. That is just the tip of the iceberg, Cloud Pak for Data. We didn't really even touch much on the organized capability other than the self-service, but beyond the basic capabilities is an entire list of add-ons. You may have heard about the concept of what we call Watson Anywhere. Watson is now no longer just on the IBM Cloud. It is available for you to deploy on any cloud or deploy on-premise via Cloud Pak for Data. And capabilities like natural language understanding and Watson Assistant chatbot capabilities, plus many others, are available for you to add on. Some of them at a premium cost above the base package, but others included. Plus, you can add not only just IBM products, but also third-party tools like DataMirror and Figure 8. and other capabilities that come entitled in the base IBM Cloud Pack for data, like IBM Streams and DD2 Warehouse. All you need to have is the available compute resources to expand the cluster. And in addition, we have open source. You can deploy containerized versions of Postgres, MongoDB, CockroachDB, and we have many more coming that you'll be able to add on. You can create your own containerized versions managed with inside of Cloud Pack for data. So there's really a great breadth of capabilities inside of Cloud Pack. So that's a very quick, short overview of just some of the capabilities in Cloud Pack for data. And we have a lot of other exciting capabilities. And let me just really quick switch over here and show you a couple other things that I won't have time to demo, but I can talk about. So one is the data science capability. So inside of those projects, you can deploy Jupyter or Zeppelin notebooks. Many of you may have seen these in open source notebooks, but they actually incorporate into the collaborative atmosphere of Cloud Pack for data. So as you create virtualized tables or make connections to remote databases, you can click this little 0 and 1 icon in the corner to insert code automatically to connect to those systems to help speed up the process. In addition, we also have a data transformation and ETL capability. So traditional enterprise ETL tools now come to Cloud Pack for data in a powerful web interface that allows you to build ETL jobs, schedule them, and run them on a regular basis, just like you would in an enterprise manner. And in addition, you can scale them. So there's no need for you, if you have a cluster of an ETL server and you need to go out and deploy an additional server to get more parallelism or something like that, you can simply go in, increase the level of parallelism, and it will increase the number of containers that are running the job, which will automatically increase the performance. It's that scalability and flexibility on this platform that's really important. And lastly is something that's actually coming very soon, coming towards the end of this month that we're really excited about. It is a capability called Auto AI. There are many data scientists who are very strong with Jupyter notebooks, with Python, with R, with different capabilities of building their models. But as you grow and start to scale with your need to build AI models, not everybody has that expertise, but they want to start to be able to build their own models. They have enough information to get themselves started. And you need an ability to scale as these capabilities, as you start to grow out these capabilities. That's where Auto AI comes in. Auto AI helps take a lot of some of the grunt work out of some of the simpler models that you need, like predictive models. It allows you to identify a data set, choose the particular column that you want to predict, choose the features or columns that would go into the prediction, and you click go. And it will actually go out and determine through a list of, I believe it's about 40 different models. It will try to choose the best 3 or 4, and it will run through multiple times, iterating and trying to develop and determine the best model to predict the values that you want to see predicted. And it will provide you all the detailed information as to how it made those predictions so that you could go back and make tweaks. Or if you like it, you can publish the model within Cloud Pack for data and publish it directly to a REST API in our model management and deploy capabilities, which are also inside of the Cloud Pack for data. We're really excited about this, and this is coming at the end of October. You'll start to see this in the product itself. Now, this is a very quick amount of time, so we've only been able to touch the surface of what Cloud Pack for data can do. But you can try it out yourself. If you go to ibm.com/products/Cloud Pack for data, you can actually sign up for a 7-day free trial. We will actually deploy a virtual cluster of Cloud Pack for data with you. And it comes with some preloaded data and a tutorial that you can walk through to see how it works. And that trial can even be extended to 14 days if you want to take a little bit more time to investigate. We encourage you to get out there, try it, learn more about Cloud Pack for data, and really the power of a cloud native enterprise insight platform of what it can do for you and your enterprise. And with that, that's what I have. I wanted to see if, I guess, Mark or Brad, and see if there were any questions.
Well, one other thing I kind of wanted to talk about too is just under the covers, everything uses, Kubernetes and Docker containers, which is kind of the future. So there's a lot of products that come wrapped with this, and you can't really tell because of all the glue that IBM adds. But under the covers, there's a lot of things that would typically be very difficult to maintain. And what's nice is since everything's a container, it's just an image file. So if you want to upgrade something to the latest version, you don't have to uninstall, install, add fixed packs, do anything crazy. All you do is just shut down the container, swap out the old image for the new, and start the container again. Right? Yeah. So one of the huge advantages of this, which the front end users don't see, but the back end tech people would see, is from a maintenance point of view, it goes from something that could be immensely complicated to the exact opposite. It's extremely easy. Knowing different ETL tools and different applications like Jupyter Notebooks or Cockroach DB, just knowing all those names, let alone supporting all those products, is extremely difficult. Now, all IT has to do is, if they're maintaining it on-prem, is just know how to shut down, swap out, start up a container, which is really easy and really simple. I think that's a huge selling point. But it's a selling point behind the scenes, so you don't really see it on the front end. But from the back end, it makes IT's job massively easier than ever was before.
Yeah, in fact, I mean, just a real simple case in point, the DB2 warehouse capability, which is our containerized warehouse. Once you deploy a warehouse in there, it's as easy as going in to the interface from an admin, and there's a slider that you can adjust the number of CPU cores and RAM. So if you need to burst the database for a bit to get more CPU and RAM processing, you can do it. It restarts the container, taking up more of that capacity, and you still have the same database. And when you're done, you can bring that back down. So it's a tremendous cloud-like flexibility that you can have with all these containers and capabilities. You're absolutely right, Mark.
It's the ultimate flex pack. That's how I describe it, at least.
That's a great way to describe it. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, right. I love it. And it's constantly evolving. IBM's constantly adding more features to it every day.
So I will say that one of the capabilities that I couldn't show today, but we do have something that is initially was an add-on with the current version, but is going to be fully integrated in our October interface, is a integration with our popular Watson Knowledge Catalog product. Which you can see on the IBM Cloud now. It really takes governance and organizing to the next level. Makes it very easy, quick analysis, quick tagging of data. And that is actually also coming at the end of October. And we're really excited about this. This product just gets better and better and becomes the ultimate platform that you can choose what you want at the time to go up the AI ladder. Very modular, very flex pack like Mark said. But you can go at your own pace, but there's everything there you need to get up to the top of that ladder to AI.
It's also a nice jump start too, because some clients are, as you said, some are kind of the hockey stick end of the curve, but a lot of people are not. And this is a great way to kind of catch up, I guess would be a great way to put it, because it has pretty much a basket of everything and anything in it. And if you want to just try something out, maybe not even know if you're going to go for it, you can just spin it up, give it some processing power, test it out, see if it works well, spin it back down. If it's not where you're at right now, then spin up something else. It really gives you the flexibility to almost try something out without having to worry about POCs or licensing, for, trials or anything like that. So it's kind of nice.
Absolutely. I mean, you could, let's say you wanted to start with all your remote data sources. You could spin up Cloud Pak for data and spin up your data virtualization and start connecting to it. And maybe that's the first thing you want to do, is take a look at that and just see what I have out there. And then you can expand further and further and further from there. But it's all at your own pace. And like Mark said, you can spin those pieces up. If something doesn't work, you can bring it back down and spin something else up and not have to worry about having to go out and purchase something additional. And then if it doesn't work out, I got to purchase something again. You can spin it up and spin it down. Just depends on how big your environment is. So it's really good.
Yeah, it kind of changed the purchasing. So now you're no longer purchasing products, you're purchasing capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a different thought process, different methodology, but from a flexibility point of view, it's the ultimate. There's no buyer's remorse because you have it, you try it, you like it, great. If not, it's like a basket full of other products. One thing IBM is known for is they have a product for pretty much everything and anything, and it's a way of taking their entire catalog and simplifying it into just capacity.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, and I mean, and 2 points to that. So if you want to add more capabilities, like Mark said, you don't need to go through that process of deploying another server, getting everything going. You simply add a node to the cluster, and all of a sudden there's now more compute and storage and RAM available, and you click a button and you deploy the additional service. And I think one of the key points is, yes, there are a large grouping of services, IBM capabilities, open source capabilities, but what we really spent a lot of time doing is making them integrated and collaborative. So you log in as a user and then you have access to those services. So that they're not just always independent, but there's an advantage to using them in a collaborative environment. So that is an additional capability that we think is really valuable, especially for teams that more and more have to work together.
And what's nice is your platform independence. You're not locked in. So you can deploy this on-prem. You can deploy this in the IBM Cloud, AWS, Azure, Google, anywhere and anywhere. And it's all compatible. So if I wanted to have some of it on-prem, some of it in the cloud, or if I wanted to switch clouds, so if I went with one cloud solution as a company and then later on I decided that it was cost ineffective, I could just take everything and migrate it to a new cloud and not have any code changes. So I find that cloud lock-in causes a problem with some clients long term, and this alleviates that problem.
Absolutely. It's the ultimate in hybrid cloud. You can move it, you can start at any cloud and move it to anyone else without an issue. You're not tied to one cloud.
That's perfect. What I see, at least for my clients, is they don't really know the cloud cost until they're there. And then once you're there, the cost to leave is a problem. So this kind of gives you a safety net.
It does. It definitely does. It allows you that freedom to not necessarily be stuck into one cloud infrastructure, which, we see a lot of customers are really starting to see that. And that's ultimately one of the goals here of IBM, is to give you that freedom to move around to whatever cloud you want, or on premise if you're so inclined.
All right, I'm sold. I'll take 2.
All right, no, I'll write an order up for you. So
perfect.
Well, I really appreciate everybody joining. So
yeah, great presentation. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Did anybody have any questions, or anybody want to see a close and personal demo? If so, please feel free to either speak up now or reach out to us after. And we can set you up with some type of trial, or we can give you a demo of it, or anything you really need. Answer any of your questions. All right. I think we're good. Again, everybody, really appreciate your time. Again, I'm Mark Martina from TechD, Premier IBM Business Partner, and obviously Bob Reno from IBM, our Cloud Pak expert for today. Bob, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it.
No, absolutely.
And, yep. And everybody, we'll reach out with a link for this presentation if you want to review it again or pass it on to other folks. But thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye now.